Bitcoin pretty flat this weekend, 96K, but some of these alts have been absolutely exploding again. Look at XRP, look at Brett, look at Hyperliquid, look at some of these other AI tokens. Has alt season finally started? Well, today, guys, I'm going to give you my thoughts on this alt season situation. I'm going to give you a trading plan around it. And then I've got tons of updates for you from our charts from Thursday and Friday. We got tons to talk about here early on a Sunday for me. Let's get right into this. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe, and you always see me on Banter Plus. This is the main channel today. So if you guys are wondering who I am, well, I hang out on Banter Plus every single day, Monday to Friday. I'm there, and you can find us there with the likes bouncer as well. He's cruising in the back now. He's chart hackers now. But he's normally Rainbow Ray, and he's in the house, obviously. And Ray, it's what, 2 in the morning for you?
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
4 a.m. for Ray. It's 9 a.m. for me. Yeah, unusual slot, guys, but good to do this with you guys. Okay, let's go banter bubble so we can see the hype. Okay, the hype around hype. Brett has finally woken up. We spoke about Brett on Friday. I told you I was watching this Brett flag and I was reluctant to exit any positions there because I was looking for an explosive move. So we're going to talk about Brett, which has now exploded. Then AR's obviously AI play ripping. Theta, again, was ripping with the other AI tokens, funnily enough. Fetch broke our resistance, and that's a nice performer for us. So we've actually got some great updates for you guys from Friday. And remember, guys, always, you got to watch my show. A lot of these setups that I give you, sometimes they take 24 hours to play out. Sometimes they take a little bit longer to play out. So make sure you tune in regularly and you are taking notes on your favorite tokens so that you can get stuck into them when these setups do arrive. Okay, let's get straight into BTC. So Ray, are you still head short? Because I'm still short BTC from our discussions on Friday, and you can see what happened here. So you holding your short, huh? Okay. So
yes,
funnily enough, no changes here. BTC, slow little bleed out from Friday. So you guys that were watching Friday, you saw we jumped into a short in that region. We also hit our liquidity zone up there. And you can see nice little rejection, but now the alts have been moving nicely. It's been all about the altcoins this weekend, and BTC just drifting a little bit lower. Now it's early Sunday. There's still a lot of the weekend left. So lots of fun and games can still be coming for us. But what I would suggest here for 2-hour charts on BTC, I've got quite a big hot zone to the upside here, 97,700 down to about 97,200. That is going to be a hot zone that you need to pay attention to. The reason being that's a liquidation cluster in our liquidation heat map. So if they do want to just push it up there, look out for that little pump into that zone. Look out for that rejection. And then maybe some more downside. And then levels that I'm watching to the downside today. Big ones for me. 95,700. That's an interesting zone. 94,800. Both of these are zones of interest. Both of these are zones where I expect some kind of reaction if there is a little bit of a move to the downside. So watching those guys closely. Upside, you know the drill. And then if we do blow through this liquidity zone that I've just mentioned here, let's look out for that rejection at 98,700. So that would just be taking out the highs one more time. You can see we got a couple of wicks there as well. So a little bit of work to the upside here, but I'm not expecting, anything more dramatic than what I've just shown you now in the next 24 hours. So not expecting much more fireworks there, but these altcoins, that is where I'm expecting a little bit of action. And here's that short that we added to eventually. So we started getting our move on Friday, added a little bit to that short. This was a hedge play. Remember, we are net long on pretty much everything here. And this was just a BTC hedge play there to be short. So I'm trading this one in Prime XBT. And you guys know where to find all of these exchanges that I use. Everything that I talk about on the show is always under the show description. Okay, you can find it there. You'll just click under more and you'll go to those the description there and you can click on all those things. Now, let's get into some action here. And I don't have much news for you today, but we want to talk about newsy things like XRP as well. But our fear and greed index back at 81. So it's not bad. Okay, it's consolidating around these levels. And remember, I was getting very edgy at 94. 80 we can work with. 80 can tell us there could be some more upside there. So that is not a bad look at the moment. Lark Davis reminding us, banana zone. Do you guys remember what the banana zone is? Well, it might be coming true. I mean, look at this, Ray. I always kind of just brushed this thing off. But I mean, it's happening, bro. It's coming.
I mean, Ladies like the banana zone, handbags and other things.
Handbags and banana zones for the ladies. Okay, so that is looking banger. And then Ansem is actually summing the current cycle up very nicely. Now, you know, Ansem's the big meme coin dude. And he says this cycle is just like perpetual hazing for 1 second too slow person, okay? Get locked into the all-in ETH trade because ultrasound money, blah, 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 miss Solana, okay? Get psyoped by people saying memes are worthless, miss the multiple 100x's in the memes, and then you full stack into memes on sex listing and you watch XRP go 5x. I mean, come on, it's XRP, bro. It's absolutely killing me right now. And every time I long the top of XRP, it keeps going higher. Okay, so we're going to talk about this XRP trade that I'm sitting in as well. And Zahir says, everyone says, if XRP is worth 100 billion, then insert your token. Should be worth half of that. Fully unaware of how incredibly sharp these Dino foundations are at their business. I think, guys, it is time to give them credit. Okay, they pulled this off. I mean, every time in the past we had an XRP pump, it was always like exit liquidity. There was always like a pump and then a vicious dump afterwards. And I don't think anybody expected anything else on the recent run. When it started lifting off, I'm sure everyone was expecting that thing to fall over again, but they've managed to hold this thing up with conviction. The XRP army is coming out of the woods. I'm getting messages from people that I haven't spoken about in 4 years, okay? And they're coming to me. I'm getting messages about XRP. It's actually quite horrific at the moment. I'm sure Ray is also getting lots of messages about XRP lately. And I don't know, it feels a bit toppy when things start looking like that. And here is XRP on the weekly. And look what we've just pinged. We've pinged the highs from our bull market in April 21. Okay, Ray, remind me what's the all-time high for XRP? It's 3.
Yeah, 3 something, 330 or 350.
Okay,
like
so I don't know. It just it's feeling a bit warm for me at the moment. But here is XRP on the weekly, major resistance band. This is our absolute highs from our bull market in 2021. Now, I mean, we've seen Sol do that for us. And I see Ivan says this time is different because the SEC is gone. It could be. It could very well be. But we've seen Sol attack these all-time highs now, and it's nice. Okay, so this is also a good sign that some of these other alts will be getting some energy, and that is why I'm talking about alt season and things today. So right now, XRP traders, if you are sitting in an XRP long like me, okay, this is your resistance, 1.96. This is your danger zone. The reason I'm going to hold this XRP long, and we're going to talk about all these longs you see here. You can see Brett is absolutely cooking. But I pretty much long the top on XRP. I'm speculative here. This wasn't a scalp long for a quick profit on XRP. I'm going to try this thing multiple times because if we can catch this XRP move and this thing starts blowing to $3, I want to make sure that I've got a piece of it. So I'm hanging on. Even though XRP is at resistance now, would be a take profit zone or an exit zone. I'm going to hang on in case we get some kind of explosive move in the next 24 hours. If they come back and stop me, well, I'm going to try again because we're going to be hunting this breakout. Now, you guys know how I love to hunt these breakouts. We look for these flags, then we're going to hunt the breakouts into the next region. So I'll make sure you guys are covered next week if we don't get this breakout imminently. So that is what we're going to be paying attention to on XRP. And look, right now, interim support for you guys, 1.77. Watch 1.77. That's going to be those highs there. So 1.77 on XRP. I can't believe XRP is here. I can't believe this is happening. Now, guys, before we get into alt season and all these other things, I just got to cover a couple of things here for you. Don't forget this Ledger Black Friday deal ends on the 5th of September. So if you buy a Ledger Flex, you can see there in the cart below. If you buy a Ledger Flex there for $249, they're giving you a $70 coupon that you can claim BTC on. So you're effectively paying $249 less 70 for your Ledger Flex. So there's a Black Friday deal for you guys. Remember, that's where you store your profits. That's where you store your tokens, okay? And Anson says, dude, I think XRP is... guys, I got people messaging me, telling me they think XRP is going to $15 by 2026. I feel like I'm in the twilight zone at the moment. I can't believe the shit I'm hearing. And just to finish on this, guys, I don't know, Ray. I don't know. The Ledger Flex...
It's for sure heated. I was going to say it's total market cap.
Imagine the discussions. Imagine the discussions at the Thanksgiving tables this weekend about XRP. It's like full rotation back to 2017. I don't even want to know. Okay. Guys, Ledger Flex, grab one of these. It's a Black Friday deal. You're getting basically it's $70 off. Okay. So you buy this thing, you get a $70 discount there if you want that ledger. And then a reminder, BitUnix have partnered with Banter. They're actually running a trading competition now. It ends in 29 days. Okay, deposit to get 20% rebate of up to 400 USD. They're giving you a 20% rebate to try their exchange out. Okay, so jump in there. There is a link in the show description for you guys. Like I said, everything is under the show for you that I talk about. So jump in there. If you want to give BitUnix a try, take advantage of their rebates, have a go. And there is a trading competition. And you can see some of the guys are trading here. We got quite a lot of volume coming through at the moment. So we need to start paying attention to that guy as well. Okay, there, I'm done with that. Now let's go BTC on the 3-day, and no changes here. I just want to reiterate for those that haven't watched the show last week, I just want to give you these levels once again. So BTC on the 3-day, what is my ideal scenario? My ideal scenario here is some kind of flag in that region. This will be the best for altcoins. That will really let things start unlocking themselves. And you can see even the slight move to the downside that we had this weekend, the alts have had a lot of energy and some nice movement. So big support that I'm watching, call it the 88K region. Now that ties in with 𝗏𝗏𝗏's minor level as well that he was giving last week. He had a miners level at 88K, and he was essentially calling that the low. So 87,600 for me is the 236 fib, very bullish fib for us. So that is ideal situation. If we do start falling over, I do have these big levels lower down, and let's not forget our CME gap at 77,800. So no changes there. 77,800, that's a big one for us. If they are going to put pressure, why wouldn't they come and close that CME gap a little bit lower down and just and get it done with before they send this thing again? So, and if we do keep popping up 113,900, that is my upside target for BTC. We'll be hunting a short there. If we pump into that zone, looking for shorts there on Prime XBT, going to give it a big go. Okay, let's get into Altseason. Okay, let's talk Altseason. I want to know in the charts or in the chats, I'm running a poll. Who thinks we are busy with Altseason now? What is your sentiment? Okay, let me know in the chats. I'm also running that poll. I want to see how you guys are feeling. So let's just get this out here. And 36% say Altseason has started. 57 say not yet. Okay, this is a teaser. I must say, I concur. Okay, that is my view. 57%. I agree with you. I don't think it started just yet. And XRP is all you need, 7%. I concur with that. Okay, only 7% say that is all you need, and I'm relieved. Okay, I'm absolutely relieved with you guys. Now, Mercury is just telling us what happens. Just a reminder about when these alts pump. He says when Bitcoin momentum stalls, alts send. Okay, that's what we know. Things to watch for: alts making higher highs, higher lows on BTC pullbacks. Yes, correct. Coins breaking out of key levels. Where have we seen that? XRP, Brett, pretty much everything. Okay, Arweave, we had Fetch, we had Render, we had all these things breaking out of these higher time frame trends or these multi-month ranges. We can see this happening at the moment. And he's saying these coins will outperform until Bitcoin chooses direction again. Okay, he's 100% correct. Yes. Okay, now let's talk. Sensei says Bitcoin dominance is about to dump hard, and he's calling Altseason. Now, remember, the important thing about Altseason is that you can still get rinsed in Altseason. You can still get absolutely obliterated. So he's looking at dominance, and what he's seeing here is dominance dropped in 2017, then it dropped in 21, and now he's looking for this massive drop in 25. What does that do? It pumps the altcoins. Okay, remember, Bitcoin dominance dropping means Bitcoin is less favored and the alts are more favored, okay, in the market. And then Seth is pointing out that ETH versus BTC. Now, this is always a big marker for Altseason, whether you have a different argument about Solana now or not, but ETH BTC is always a good marker. He says the monthly RSI has never been this low, touching a monthly level of the past. There will be no Altseason without ETH pumping, okay? And I agree with what he's saying, and this thing is now starting to tee up on support as well. But the problem with this, okay? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I concur.
Oh, you concur.
Altseason without ETH.
You can't have an Altseason without ETH, and that is why we are seeing strength at the moment. Now, I posted this earlier today. Follow me on Twitter at the Lord of Entry, and this is our Altseason marker, but you can actually find this whole thing on Blockchain Center. And this is basically a guide for you telling you when Altseason, okay? And normally that top section is going to be some kind of blow off top. So this move that we've just had now has actually been pretty decent for some of the altcoins. And that zone up there, that we get into that type of region, if you look at this, this is almost like a blow off top situation on these alts where we get some proper pumpage. But we are almost there. We are 67% of the way into altcoin season according to this chart. And this one has been tracking really nicely. This is actually quite a handy one to have. But like I was saying, guys, just because it's alt season, just because it's bull market, your trading can still look like this, okay? This is it, okay? Now, who feels this way? Ray, do you ever get this feeling? Let's begin trading. Liquidated. So Ray was telling me with those goggles, he actually gets liquidated in 3D now when he's wearing his goggles. But guys, this is an important lesson. And what I want to show you, look, we got another likes bouncer here. There's another likes bouncer. What's happening there, bro? He's in the house as well. And what happens here is people get over leveraged. Okay, they get overexcited. They over leverage everything. They start longing tops because the momentum starts carrying them on. And what happens when that momentum falls over? Okay, you end up like that guy. You end up in bed 5 minutes later getting liquidated because you're trying to jump the gun here. So that is another reason you guys need to watch my show. Okay, you need to watch these levels. You need to watch what I'm giving you. And I want to give you some rationality today about this altcoin season. If you guys are aping long right now, I just want to give you some just a couple of examples to show you. Let's be cautious. Now, number one, here is Bitcoin dominance on the weekly. So you can see what is going on here. When dominance was pushing higher, it was rejecting at major weekly areas. Okay, you can see we had these rejections, and that was giving the alts a little bit of sauce. Now, what happens is when dominance blows through major weekly, Bitcoin gets that strength, but then we come down and we look for reactions on this as support. Now, we've already had a small little bounce on support. You would have noticed last week there was a little wobble in the altcoins. Now, it wasn't serious. If you were on low leverage, it wasn't serious last week. But if you were on high leverage, you probably noticed you hit a couple of stops and people were saying, oh, this is the pullback. The pullback is now coming. Okay, so that was this little move that you saw earlier last week, that little bounce off support. Okay, now what I want to caution you guys is, again here, you can see the support band. That was our 100-day moving average, the bounce for dominance on weekly support and the 100-day moving average. Now look what's happening here. Dominance has dropped onto major weekly level and the 200-day MA. So now we've had this dominance drop this weekend. We've had shitcoins pumping, Brett cooking, SHIB cooking, XRP, all these things blowing up. Now dominance is sitting at a zone where there's a potential or a high probability that there is a bounce. Okay, so look out for that. If we do get this bounce on dominance, these altcoins are going to feel some pressure again. So if you are lackadaisically longing the tops here on 20x leverage, just watch out. We are at a zone now where dominance could be bouncing, and we don't know how high that can go. But if dominance bounces, that tells us Bitcoin starts getting favored over the alts, and the alts feel a little bit of pressure. So I just want to drop this here for you guys. Dominance is at a dangerous support zone now for altcoin traders. Now, what happens when dominance loses this level? Well, then the party continues, and then we're going to wait until it gets a little bit lower. We're going to wait till dominance gets to around that 54.3 zone before we get to our next panic station, where I'm saying to you guys, okay, foot on the gas here, foot off the gas. Let's calm down a little bit. So right now we're on a zone. Just be safe in this area. If we lose that area, we have fun again. We cruise, and then we're looking at this next major weekly zone, which is going to be 54.3, give or take. So that is how you're going to just play this, or how I suggest you guys play this. Obviously, there's if you're aping in here and this loses that 200-day MA, then you were right, okay? But all I can say is, if you want to protect capital and you want to stop yourself from getting rinsed, okay, and some are getting rinsed in 3D, look out for bounces in major areas on dominance and protect yourselves in those areas, okay? That is that. Then another example, TOTAL3. This is the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH, okay? This is a key guide onto all the shitcoinery out there. Okay, total market excluding Bitcoin and ETH. What is going on here? This is sitting at resistance. Okay, so now we've got Bitcoin dominance on support. We've got total market 3 at resistance. So again, a little warning bell saying, what if this thing rejects here while dominance bounces? So I'm just planting the seed here for you guys. I'm just saying, exercise a bit of caution. If you are ape longing the top, do you concur?
I concur. How's the oscillator look, though, with us being at resistance?
The oscillator is a little bit overcooked, yeah, okay? But we have seen situations where the oscillator hits the top and it keeps ripping, okay? Look at that. So we've had the oscillator hit the top and it keeps pumping. So look at that. We're here. So this could actually just keep going. But again, all I want to do is just paint a picture for you guys and just say dominance on support, Altcoins at resistance, yes, they can both break through and we can have the best time ever, okay? And that is why I'm staying net long on everything. But also, I took profits this weekend on things like 𝗬𝗓𝗡𝗏, took some profits. It was a big pumper. Took profits on Ondo. Had nice moves into these zones. We're going to cover those tokens for you, and that's just to be safe, because if we get that rejection in TOTAL3 and we get that bounce, it's going to hurt, okay? We're going to get flushed out. And then we're gonna feel some pain. Japan food. Dylan, should we go in or still wait for some retracement? I hope you've been listening to my lecture that I've just given you. So what I'm doing here is I've taken profits on some else. Some of them that were looking like they were gonna rip, I added to, like Brett. That's an absolute pumper. I'm speculating on XRP at the moment. And then I've got head shorts on Sol. I've got head shorts on CAS. I've got head shorts on AVAX and things like that playing out at the moment. So I'm going to give you the full rundown in a couple of minutes, but I just wanted to drop this note of caution here for you guys. And then ETH BTC, also another telling one. This is pushing into a resistance band, resistance zone here, ETH BTC. So again, all of these are primed now at support or resistance zones. If they start popping, fuck me, okay? Then alt season, then we are cooking, then these alts are going to explode. But until then, a little bit of caution here, because we might get that on ETH BTC first. I just want to plant that seed. So I haven't added to my ETH long just yet. You can see here's my ETH long that I'm running on ZoomX, and I haven't had the opportunity to get that little pullback yet to add. So my ETH position hasn't changed here, and I've still got entries waiting: 3,420, 3,200, 3,080, 2,900. I've still got limit orders waiting there. I'm not happy to add to the high conviction trade until we get some kind of sell-off. So I've got my starter position running here. It's now $70,000. Let's see. Okay, we'll probably add about another 70 if it does pull back there, and then we can get some big moves. But no changes to that. And then my BTC trade, you guys know I cut that in half. When was that? 2 weeks ago, because I want to start rotating into altcoins and into ETH. Okay, so that is that plan. And then just looking at the ETH chart, again, no changes from last week. We can see the highs. We've got a bit of divergence here, okay? So I just want to point out, I'm using the Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. Look at that. We've got divergence forming here at the moment. So I think the minute this turns over, they're going to give us that automatic divergence print for us and tell us that things are looking a little bit overcooked on the ETH chart. So that is a nice little guide for us, that Oscillator Pro Plus that we're using. And you can see the last time we did start getting a sell-off on ETH at these levels, it was a major move to the downside. So again, that is why I'm patiently waiting at the moment for some kind of pullback if we are going to get it. And you can see the signs are there, you know, that we could potentially get a short-term move to the downside. But support-wise, you can see my levels: 3,400, 3,200. Those are the big ones. Any moves down there, looking for that type of play on ETH. If they really want to come and send us deeper, we're going to look for those buys there. That's going to be high conviction buys for me to the downside on ETH. And if we stay in ETH and it keeps on cruising higher, all I can suggest here, guys, 3,900, that's your resistance band. Look out there. If we push into that zone, look for that rejection. 3,900, that could be an ETH danger zone there for you guys. Okay, let's get into some of the juice. Now, I'm not going to update all the tokens from last week. We obviously had tons that we looked at, and some of them really ripped. Some of them actually are still flat, but some of them did really nicely. But Johnny says, meme coin money rotating into AI coins. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a few AI runners to multi-billions in December, January. I concur. Okay, I concur. These AI agents, that whole situation is lighting up here. And just wanted to touch on SPEC. So SPEC was one of the tokens we looked at last week. And what we wanted to see here on SPEC was a break of all-time highs, which we got on Friday. So we blew through all-time highs. And now, once we've broken the seal, we can start looking for some bullish zones on SPEC. So if you're looking for a SPEC position now, thankfully, you haven't bought the top. Okay, well, hopefully you haven't bought the top. Now is the time you can start looking for some entries on things like this. So right now, 14.89, this is a zone of interest for me on SPEC, looking for some kind of buys here. We've broken all-time highs. Now we're retesting bullish support, 382 fib horizontal. So 14.89, nice little region here on SPEC. And then I've got another level lower down for you guys, 12.57. Okay, little banger zone there. If you want to accumulate these types of things, we've now broken all-time highs. Let's look for buys on these bullish supports now. So watching 14.89 and 12.57, those are good zones. And then our oscillator also telling us look, we are getting a little bit hot. Might be a short-term pullback. Last time we saw that was a little move to the downside. Okay, so look out there. Maybe we get some kind of reversal there, but you can see it called that bottom really nicely. So let it play out now. Let it consolidate. Ideally, we could even get some kind of flag in this area. We get something like that. Okay, let this thing start flagging in the zone, and then we're going to target 22.6 is going to be what we're looking for on spec. So that's a nice little banger there for us. And then grass was another one we looked at. Now, again, a perfect example. Let this stuff come to you. Okay, so as long as you're not FOMOing into grass at these types of resistance zones, what happens? We get these bullish reversals onto some key areas. Now, let these things come back to you every single time. Let it come back, because these are the zones you want to be buying on. You want to buy in these hot zones because we know these tokens generally bottom on one of these hot zones. Now, we don't know the size of any pullbacks. We don't know how deep they can take it. But what we do know is if we are trying to DCA, we can buy at all of these key levels on the way down. And typically one of them can be the bottom. If the market stays bullish, one of these zones will be the bottom for you. So grass traders, hopefully nobody was FOMOing it at the top. Let it come back to you. Here's some levels now that you can pay attention to. 3.1, okay, nice little banger there, and 2.65, okay, both banger zones here. Expecting big things from this grass. I think it's got a lot of legs. You guys know the buy and the buy and burn that they have running at the moment. So grass, keep your eyes on that. That is all-time highs. If we pop that thing, then we are cooking again. And then we've got some super big targets there. 5.2 is one of them that come to mind. So grass traders, you know what to do now. Just be a little bit patient there and keep it going. Now let's update some bots. And yes, hello, sir. Yes, sir.
I wanted to let you know. Can we have the Kryptonian know that if he wants to copy the Dylan being disciplined like Dylan, join the accelerator course, and then jump into this.
Bro. Correct. I'm going to talk about that right now, actually, guys. So here's some bots that I've opened now last week. And you guys know we're getting quite heavily involved in bots and automation through the course that I've done and through our Chart Hackers Discord that went live last week. And I've started some bots here. So I've got a Sui bot running. I've got my CAS bot running, which is printing at the moment. I've got my Soul ranging bot running. That is flat. And I've got it's called a Swiss knife. It's got a Mew trade in it at the moment. So these are my latest bots that I've started. Remember, we've got preset bot strategies for you guys in the course and in the Chart Hackers Discord. They are preset, and we're going to be giving you new presets every week. There's going to be new work done and new presets coming for you guys. But obviously, if you have the Chart Prime bundle or the course, then you can obviously break your own presets. You can make your own bots and things like that. So I'm just running some of our presets that we've put together. And just a reminder, guys, it's Cyber Monday coming up. And my course is absolutely cooking here at the moment. Remember, I've done a course where we combine my TA with indicators and bringing you bots and automation. It's an absolute cracker. And if you get stuck in here, okay, you're going to get the full Chart Prime indicator bundle, including the bots and the back testing bots that we can put together for you, plus access to the Chart Hackers Discord, where we've got an amazing community. We've already got like 600 people sitting in the Chart Hackers Discord. We've got an incredible community there. There's amazing traders in there. We've got the bots and automation guys in there. We've got a full team. And I've even given Ray an important job in there. And he's trading market opens and market closes live for you guys in the Chart Hackers Discord. He's a DJ. Okay, 3-minute candles. You want to get involved in that filth? Okay, there's the man. Okay, he's there. He's hooking you up. He's going to show you all his tricks. Okay, so that is the course, guys. And then reminder, you can also just get, if you just want access to the Discord. Now, let's say you've been with me at Sniper Club for a very long time and you just want access to the Discord. Well, Sniper Club traders, in Sniper Club, there is a link in my section for an offer for the Discord. If you are outside of Sniper Club and you want a piece of the Discord, you can get access to the Discord. Okay, so you can just jump into the link in the show description and you go under the show doc here and you'll see the Chart Hackers Discord is there for you guys just under the course. Okay, so if you understand and you don't want to do trading, you don't want to do the course and you just want the Discord, you can do that as well. Okay, and get stuck into Chart Hackers. Remember, the benefits of being in there is we do live trading sessions. You get all my charts from the show. You get my daily setups that I'm working on. If I'm taking a trade, I drop DGen setups in there during the day. And we've got our whole team dropping trades and ideas in there. You guys know the drill. If you've seen it before, you know the drill. Okay, let's talk Let's finish up with Render. So Render was one of our AI bangers last week, okay? And we were looking for some upside. So we haven't hit my target yet on Render. So there's no new move for me for Render traders. 10.11 is what I'm watching here. Resistance for Render, 10.11, no changes. But fuck me, when we get up here, just be careful, okay? If you start pumping into that zone, this is a danger zone for you. 10.11 on Render. And this is the same reason I took profits on 𝗬𝗢𝗟𝗡𝗦. I'm going to show you that chart as well. Just a big danger zone you need to pay attention to. So Render traders, if you're sitting in Render, your support 7.86, look out for that. Okay, little sell-off there. There should be buys there for you. 7.86, and then upside 10.11. That is going to be your danger zone. Just be careful up there. Then let's talk Fetch. So this was an important one for us because we could see Fetch breaking some major weekly horizontals, and you guys know how I love to break into those weekly horizontals with a breakout trade and then take advantage of that next move. So Fetch was an absolute banger into the next zone. So what does this mean now? If you're trading Fetch, what does this mean in my language? Well, this tells me that our next zone has been opened up. Our next profit zone is now locked in, provided we can hold bullish support. So you can see we've blown through our weekly resistance. Look at that big weekly zone here. We've popped that now. And now I want to lock in the move to 2.58, that type of region. How do we get there? Well, on the higher time frame here on the daily, you want to hold 1.62. That is bullish support. And then 1.42. Both of those should lead you to Valhalla. Okay, now that we have broken a new high, we've pierced that zone, looking for a bullish pullback now. That should take us to that 2.58 zone that we are looking for. So what you can do is dial in, okay, DGen zone. So I've put together a DGen structure for you guys on the 2 hour. And this is something to watch now this weekend. If we get some weakness now this weekend and we get a little bit of sell-off, you can be prepped and ready on Fetch. So this is a DGen play. What do you want to do here? You want to hunt your move, your bullish pullback into that next zone, and you want to take advantage of this trade. Okay, so this trade is 54%. Okay, we want to get that 54% trade. There's a chance if we get a dip here, these DGen levels will be your entry for that potential trade. So what I want to give you here is look out for a Fetch pullback, 1.657. Look for that, okay? I think we get a very strong reaction of 1.657, okay? Look out for this thing. That should be quite a hard bounce there on Fetch. Then I have backup, 1.566. That is another absolute banger there. So these are two DGen levels here for you on Fetch. If you do get a pullback on the 2 hour, hard reaction, 1.658. That could be a guard mode entry, and then 1.5662. Okay, remember these charts go straight into Chart Hackers after the show. Okay, Ray's going to drop them in there for you guys. So if you're Chart Hacker member, it's all there for you. Okay, let's talk trades. And I mean, this Brett, guys, I spoke to you about this Brett on Friday, and I told you I had conviction on this thing. That is why I was reluctant to exit that position. I sat in this thing for weeks, probably 3 or 4 weeks, and you can see it's cost me so much money sitting in that trade. Look at that. It's $600 realized P&L. This thing is now $11,800 up at the moment. We finally had our flag breakout that I told you guys about last week, and what was looking also very similar to that is SHIB. Okay, and SHIB has also had a similar breakout now this weekend. And you guys remember I was talking about SHIB about 10 days ago, floating around in that SHIB trade, looking for action. Okay, it's finally coming alive here for us. And then you can see I'm in 𝗧. This is our 𝗧 trade from last week. So it's flat. Okay, busy round tripping the 𝗧 at the moment. There's XRP. There's 𝗨𝗄𝗄𝗏. I've got some info on 𝗨𝗄𝗏 for you guys as well. I also believe 𝗨𝗄𝗏 is going to start moving the way Brett is moving now. I think 𝗨𝗄𝗏 is just a matter of time. Then I've got my AVAX, no changes. There's the head short. There's my Matic. Okay, Poly, that thing's starting to move now. We've got Optimism also doing its thing. That was from last week. Sol, okay, long. That is looking a bit bearish at the moment. Okay, so let's get into Brett and start understanding where we are. So we touched on the targets last week, Friday, for Brett. 0.28 is where I think we can send this thing, that 1.618 fib. And for me, it was very important that we broke this flag. Now, you can see we had this beautiful consolidation flag. Remember, this is a nice trick. If you find an altcoin out there, remember, there are thousands. Okay, if you find alts that start looking like that in a bull market, it means they're consolidating, they're getting ready for action. Okay, that is why I didn't want to leave this Brett alone. That is why I wanted to stay focused on this thing. And now we have broken the super bullish flag on Brett, and we've taken out all-time highs. Look at that, absolute banger. And now we are in cruise mode to 2.8. What we want to do is we want to take advantage of the next 50% move on Brett. Now, obviously, things can go wrong if we get a massive sell-off in the market, but typically what we're looking for now, Brett traders, you just want to see this bullish support hold. We want our previous all-time high to hold as support. So 187, okay, 187, that is big support for me. And then 172.88, those are my bull zones, okay? That is what we want to see. I don't want to negotiate any deeper than that. If we start dropping further, that market is in a terrible state. So about a 16% downside could be our most bullish support, 172. But right now for me, 187 is where it's at. That's going to be weekly resistance flipped into support. And we've got a nice 382 fib pool for you over there. So upside target 28, downside support 187 and 172. That is what you need to watch for Brett. And congrats to anybody who hung on to Brett, okay, the way I did. Okay, I sweated that thing out. Up, down, was in the head short, eventually closed that when we popped through that thing. And now it's starting to print, and now it's starting to pay its dues. Remember, if you can time these things right in the bull market, I like to say you need multiple strategies. One of them is a spot. One of them is a margin. One of them is short time frame trades. Take profits quickly, like I did with 𝗬𝗏 yesterday and what I did with Bonk on Friday. And then have a few that you have more conviction on, that you are happy to round trip, okay? But you prepared to take on that risk to add to that position to really grow a big position size. So have a balanced strategy for this bull market. Don't have one strategy only, okay? Because then you can get round tripped, okay? So let's go 𝗫 as well. This is 𝗫 on the 4-hour. Finally broke out of this tight 4-hour range. And 𝗫 is just, if we zoom out to the daily, let's just see where we are. And 𝗫 is now banging into a big resistance band. But what does this tell us? This tells us we might have a trip coming to 46 for 𝗫. Okay, look at that. There's our highs. Okay, we might have one more move coming here for 𝗫 to 46 before there's a major sell-off. So we are at resistance. We understand that. We do know TOTAL3 is at resistance. We do know dominance is on support. Okay, so there's a lot of things could be potentially working against us. But if we're going to get a pop here on 𝗫, I'm looking for a 46% move here. How do we deal with that now? So if you are in 𝗫, obviously you have now front row seats to the move. And alternatively, if you are looking for a trade now on 𝗫 and you want to find an entry, the safest place I can give you to start looking is not here at the highs, okay? Unfortunately, we'll have to let this thing sweat down. And for me, that is 28. Okay, so down to 283, down to, 28, okay? 28, that's your banger. And then 265, that's another little banger there. Look at that. That is a hot zone. So these are bull zones here on 𝗫. If we get a reasonable sell-off this weekend, okay, reasonable pullback in the market, 28 and 265 𝗫 traders. And what you want to see there is your ticket to ride it to that next high. So that would be our goal. Our goal will be that trade there. So it will be a 57% move off that pullback potentially for us to watch. Okay, and what we have tied in there, nice horizontals here as well. Okay, so 𝗫 looking nice, finally showing some bullish energy after XRP, Filecoin, Litecoin, HBAR, all these other things. 𝗫 is finally doing a little bit of something for us. And then let's not forget about Fred. Okay, Fred's our meme master. Okay, we know Fred knows his shit about memes, and he's saying, I'm sure at some point there'll be a TikTok narrative of Pepe, okay, to $1, just as ridiculous as the XRP narrative has been. And I concur, okay, I concur. That is why I refuse to not have Pepe in my bags. I refuse to not consistently look for a Pepe position if I'm not in one. And as you guys know, I gave you this Pepe trade on Friday. Okay, we are still sitting in it, unchanged here for me. And where's my Pepe? There she is. Okay, there she is. Okay, still looking nice, little consolidation there. Let's see. Okay, we're pretty tight here at the moment on Pepe. My current stop is sitting at 1928. Okay, my stop is at 1928 on Pepe, and these are the levels you can use. So you can see what's going on. We've broken trend. Okay, on the 4-hour, it wasn't super convincing, but I do like the consolidation that we see in this region now at the moment. So it's not, it's okay. Okay, so support you want to watch 1996, next support 194, and next support 187 is what you're watching on Pepe. And then if we do start getting a little bit of energy, the real move happens after we break 224. So after we break that, that's the real move coming for me. So you can see we've got resistance here in front of us. That's a danger zone. So if we do have a short-term pump, look out for that. Okay, but once we break that area, that is where we can add to that position. So you can see we've started a peppy position. We've broken the trend. Let's break some major horizontals. And then we're going to add to this peppy in case we're going to get some more momentum. We can send that one higher. Now, don't forget, peppy's already done all-time highs. Okay, we are there. And what we want to chase is new levels. We want to chase new highs. So right now, we'll take our 258, and then we're going to look much higher. Okay, there's a lot more coming for peppy in my view. So that is something we're going to need to watch. And then SOL traders, no changes here from Friday. Look at this. Head and shoulders playing out. We've now lost our trend, okay? So SOL looking a little bit bearish. So next level for me on SOL, 223. That is your next bounce zone. That's your next conviction zone. 223, look for a bounce there. And then a banger for me on SOL, 197. Okay, so sometimes these things take a while to play out, but you can see we've lost trend now. If we do get a pump higher, look for that. Okay, look for that rejection there on SOL. Excuse me. Okay, so SOL 223, 197. That's where it's at for me on support. And then bonk traders. Remember, I closed that bonk trade on Friday. Okay, remember, simple game. Have some trades. When you push into resistance, you take profits, you exit. Okay, so short-term little moves there. And bonk for me, resistance band here, rejection. That's why I took profits there on Friday. Now you can see we're tracking this trend on bonk. If we lose this trend, we're moving to the next zone. Okay, then we're drifting to the next area. So I still believe we can get a bonk trade at 344. Okay, I still think we can get bonk at 344. That is on the cards for us still. Let's wait for that to play out if it is going to. But right now, I can give you some horizontal support. And what you want to be using if you do lose that little rising trend that you can see I've got there for you, bonk traders, your support is going to be 406. 406 is what you're watching. So here's your bonk picture. Okay, right now we rejected at our VWAP. We rejected at our horizontals. Now we are putting pressure on the trend. If we lose this trend, okay, that's going to be your target. That's your bottom bounce zone there. Number one is what you're going to be watching. So call it 41 to 406. That type of level there for me on bonk. And then you might get a short-term bounce. But then ultimately, I think I would love to see it a little bit lower down. Okay, that horizontal there for me at that 3.5 zone, that 3.5 level looks pretty nice. Okay, for us on bonk. Okay, let's go Say. So just to update where we were last week, and Say full round trip now looking a little bit bearish. So where were we on Friday? We caught Say, where was that? Thursday. We caught Say Thursday. We caught it over there. I was looking for that as a TP zone, and we've had a bit of a choppy weekend. Now we've lost trend. Okay, so Say actually looking a little bit bearish now for us. Okay, so just be prepared. If you are still sitting in Say like I am, there's a potential stop out coming for you guys. So where's my stop loss at the moment? 6238. Okay, so Say is 6238 is my current stop. You can see there is my trade, and not much has been going on there. So 6238 is my stop loss on Say. So if they are going to come and stop me, they'll come stop me. Then we look for another entry during the week. But I suspect the next entry on Say, if we lose that zone, is 5688. Okay, so 5688 for Say traders. That is where I think you get your next bounce. So let's just clean that one up there. Okay, so something like that. Okay, looks like the next possible move now on Say. Jeremy, I've got Ondo for you, bro. It's coming in hot. And I've just been talking nonstop. Guys, is everybody okay? Are you guys enjoying this Altseason here? And Joel says he loves shitcoins. I think we all love shitcoins. What's happening there, right? I
was saying you're crushing it. You're crushing it, sir. But definitely take a breath.
I'm still pretty ill. I'm still pretty ill.
We need you.
I need a drink of water. Hold on. Drink of water. I lost the earring in my left ear. I got so ill last week. Okay, so I've got Sol coming, I've got AR coming, I've got Ondo coming, I've got ICP coming for you guys as well. Let's see what else. Muddy says Gala's breaking trend. Okay, the stuff's going down here. And Ivan says he's finally in green. Guys, I've got Myro for you as well. That thing has turned green for us as well. So that is looking good. Let's go. Let's talk WeX trade. So here's my current situation. I closed 𝗬𝗟𝗡. Okay, it was too much of a banger. It was $2,000 up. I closed that one yesterday. Okay, or today. Yesterday or today. I closed 𝗬𝗟𝗡. CAS, I'm still holding that head short For CAS, you can see I'm in that head short. I closed my Rune position. That was an absolute banger as well. I took profit on Rune. So what I have left here is a CAS head short. I'm going to take you through that. I've got WIF long still. I've got Optimism still long. I've got Sol still long with lots of buys lower down. Guys, remember, my strategy on WEX was to have tons of buys waiting. Look at that. I've got buys waiting lower down in case. Fitness Capital Group. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the course. Okay, then CAS. So you can see CAS link. I'm still in that link head short. Myro, you can see my story. My head short has turned red. Okay, remember that head short was up $1,000. I was sweating bullets in that long. Okay, that long is now pumping back up, coming to save the day. Okay, that long is turning green. I'm going to take you through my strategy on Myro now, so you can get my full thinking behind how I'm going to play that one. So let's first talk 𝗨𝗡𝗄. Now, 𝗨𝗡𝗄, we know, can pump with some of the AI trades, okay? And 𝗨𝗡𝗄, funnily enough, nice mover. Theta as well, moving with AI trades. And Tindo, the African degen, says, are there any banger shorts? Tindo, bro, if you want to have a go, here it is, okay? If the market falls over, AR is a short here. I just took profit. For me, I had to close at this region, and I want to remind you guys why. 786, okay? 786 fib, 200-day moving average, and horizontals coming into play here for us. Big horizontal zone, and 𝗨𝗡𝗄 looking a little bit rough, okay, on the daily. Okay, we're really getting very overcooked here. Now, that doesn't mean we can't pump a little bit more, but typically when we get these reversals, you can see what happens here when we get to these types of levels. There are short-term pullbacks, and right now we're getting pretty overbought on this prime oscillator here, and I'm expecting, if it doesn't move lower from here, I'm expecting it a little bit higher up at 28.29 is where I think we get our next potential short opportunity. So for me, I banked profits. I didn't want to do the round trip. Okay, it was a good trade. We close at these solid zones. We take profits at these big areas. And 𝗨𝗡𝗄, for me, that was it. Okay, so danger zone here, 25 is danger for 𝗨𝗡𝗄 at the moment. When we break through the 200-day MA, yes, we can get a little bit more energy, but where does that take us? For me, danger zone again, 28.8. So if we do get a little bit more energy and we start riding, look out there, 28.8, not my best, okay? Looks like a danger zone there if we do get a push higher. So a little bit of caution now for me. That is why I've closed that position and let it play out a bit. Now, if you're a degen, okay, you guys know what I like to do. You can try and catch that flag. So you want to dial into lower time frames, just like I've shown you, and you're looking for that breakout. And then your next trade for 𝗨𝗡𝗄 is going to be that breakout play of about 12%. Okay. And that is what you guys are looking at. So 12% to the upside, 28.29. Alternatively, if the market falls over here, this is a banger TP zone then for us on 𝗨𝗡𝗄. And if you're sitting in a head short, could be play, okay, down to 21, could be a game plan there for you guys. Now, remember on Friday, I was torn, David and I were torn. We both had opposing views on CAS, and our view was, my view was currently, CAS was at resistance, and there were two rejection zones to the upside, and Dave was looking for that pop of the 200-day MA for the long. Okay, so right now, we are still debating who is right and who is wrong here at the moment, and the market is going to decide for us. So right now, I haven't closed that CAS short because we did ping our second resistance band, okay? But I can tell you what, if we start closing above that zone for me on CAS, 165, if we start pushing through 165, I'm bailing out of that short because CAS is going to absolutely rip, okay? So just be careful. So you can see big resistance here. That is why I've stayed in it, okay? No reason to close yet. We are at resistance. If we pop that, okay, then I'm jumping out of that CAS short. And it's for this reason I've got you a CAS degen setup. Okay, so anyone who wants to trade CAS on a degen basis here for longs, here is your setup. So this is CAS on the 1 hour that we're watching. And you can see what's happened. We've blown through our 200-day moving average. Now, remember, the 200-day moving average is a massive resistance and support marker for us. What we've done, we've popped through that. We are back, okay? 382 support, 200-day MA, horizontals. This is hot zone. 156, CAS traders. That's a potential reaction zone there for you. If we sweat a little bit more, 1.5, okay? That is the zone. Okay, so look out there if you're looking for CAS longs or you're sitting in a CAS long, okay? 156 and 1503, those are your hot zones, okay? If it comes into those boxes, that is where you can start looking for some bullish longs. Both of these should play out for you guys. Oh, excuse me. Still coughing. Okay, let's go Myro. And you guys, to my relief, okay, Myro was burning me. It was absolutely ending me in that long position. We've had a nice bounce. Now, Myro is very much like Cass at the moment for me. I need to see this thing break the 200-day moving average. So you can see I'm in that Myro head short. It's a smaller position. And I'm Myro long. It's a double the size, give or take. If we pop the 200-day moving average, for me, I'm going to add to that long, and I'm going to start closing that short, and I'm going to lift my stop. I'm going to bring my stop under that 200-day moving average. So I'm just looking for a big pop on Myro. The minute I get that big pop, I'm bringing my stop under the 200-day moving average, and I'm going to close that short, and I'm going to add to that Myro long. Okay, so that is my strategy now as to what I'm looking for. But right now, Myro is sitting at resistance. Okay, so there's no changes yet. Okay, the trade's turning green, which is nice. But what we want to see, a hard pop here, then, okay, that is going to be treated as support for me. Then we can ride that one higher. So Myro, that is my game plan. So break through 125. If you break through 125 on Myro, that is where I'm going to start bringing my stop higher up, because I don't want to go get invalidated again on that long, especially if I close the short. Okay, so 125 is what I'm looking at for support. Let's just break it through there, then we can get it going. So that is that strategy there, Myro. Okay, you can see a little bit green there on the long, and the higher that pumps, obviously the short will turn red, but that long is double the size, so it should start catching up quite nicely there for us. Now, Ondo as well. You guys saw I traded Ondo and ICP on Bitfunded last week. And Ondo, I had to take profit. Look at this. We pushed straight into our resistance band. And that was a typical move that we were looking at. So straight into the profit zone. And reminder of that trade, it was a full-on degen trade. I can remind you guys, you can do these things. Okay, you just need to manage your risk appropriately. But just to remind you, why did we take that Ondo trade? We could see, number one, this was our major daily and weekly resistance band, and we'd stuck our head through with a candle. Okay, so what I did was grab my entry, and I had my stop loss under that candle. So I said if we get a candle close under that region, I was going to cut that Ondo long. And essentially, what does that mean? When you break that next zone, that opens your ticket for your ride to the next area. Okay, and that is what we look for. We look for those horizontal breakouts. We look for those trend breakouts in those types of regions. So Ondo, nice 14% ride. Okay, so congrats to anyone that got it. You are now at a TP zone, so I would just recommend a bit of caution there, unless you have long-term conviction on Ondo and you want to hold it a bit longer. Like for me, it's a massive spot bad conviction play. RWA play, Ondo is an absolute banger, so I do believe it goes higher. But as far as a leverage trade, that is your TP zone. Okay, we do have another one higher up, and that is 1.46 that you need to watch. One of these should offer you that rejection to the downside. Okay, so whether it's here now or not, one of these zones is going to give you that rejection there on Ondo. And then here is what I've got left. I've got ICP left in the Bitfunded demo account. Now remember, Bitfunded is prop funded trading, so they give you a demo account and you get 8% and you get 5%, and then they give you real money to trade with, and you keep 80 to 90% of the profits. And you can see I'm still sitting in ICP. That was a trade I took with Ondo there. And remember, guys, if you want anything that I've spoken about today, it's all here in the show description. And Bitfunded is it's sitting there, or it should be sitting there. Okay, keep your eyes out. Okay, we'll make sure it comes back. Okay, it will be a boomerang note there for you guys. It will be there in a sec. Okay, let's talk ICP. And the reason I'm not exiting ICP yet on Bitfunded is I suspect this thing can bounce and go a little bit higher. So what we can see at the moment for ICP traders, horizontal double top in play. Okay, so potentially a little bit bearish, but we have landed in a zone of interest here for me. So I'm looking for some kind of move either there or a little bit lower down. So the support I'm watching 11.89, and then the next one for me is 11.68. One of these should give you a bullish bounce there. If the move's going to continue and ICP is going to stay bullish, you're looking at 11.9 and you're looking at 11.68. Any one of those, if those hold, this thing stays bullish. If we start losing that trend, yes, this thing goes bearish again, and this double top that we see there starts playing out. And then, look, most likely, the market is then falling over. Okay, so you guys can see my plan there. I've still got that head short BTC. Might get a push in a little bit later today. Might get a little pump there and grab some of that liquidity. Taking a lot of profits on some of these alts, and then looking for bullish moves on things like Brett, SHIB, XRP. Can we pump XRP? Can we send that one higher? Or are we going to take that to a new zone? Okay, Ray, thanks for hanging there, bro. I'm out of here. Guys, happy Sunday. Nice early show for me. I enjoyed that. I'm back on Banter Plus tomorrow. And then Sniper Club members, final Zoom tonight. Final Zoom session tonight on Sniper Club before everything moves over to the Chart Hackers Discord. Okay, so Sniper Club members, it's my final session with DJ and David before we move over to Chart Hackers Discord, where we continue with all those DJ setups and teeing up the weekends and teeing up the weeks and doing all those things. So guys, thanks for hanging with me on a Sunday. That was power. See you guys later.
Liquidation in 3D is a no.